Ask the divine I am to be present here with us. I am is in command. I am, I adore thee, the God aspect within the self. I know you take care of all my earthly needs. Thy will be done, not mine, on earth as it is in heaven. Host of Ascended Masters, Saint Germain, the Violet Fire. Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, White Buffalo Woman, Divine Mother, Isis, Mary, Magdalene, Inanna, the Water Woman, the Yin, the flow, the essence of divine harmony, Hieros Gamas, within and without, the yin yang, the Ida Pingala going up the spine to be here with us this time, with the divine fire, the divine masculine. Whew. Father, Mother, God, the host of Ascended Masters, Saint Germain, Christ Katumi, Sananda, Maitreya, the Buddha, the Chohans, Maha Chohan, the Sanat Kumara, the Kumaras, the mighty victory, a silent watcher. All these are aspects of the divine Ascended Master Consciousness that have been here 14,000 years, guiding, watching all the different eras and eons. Some of them have been here 70,000 years. An ancient civilization over where the Gobi Desert is. It was once tropical. The Amazon was a great civilization. Not just cities, but civilizations. And the Sahara Desert. There's a great eye there that's seen from space. It looks like an eye. It's rainbow colored. It's very mysterious. Science doesn't understand it. So, I'm in a deep place, but not too deep. This is so heavy, it's like a warrior club. But, you know, these are beautiful but tough times. So, we call on the high beings. We call on the highest light, Christ consciousness. Whew. Metatronic Merkaba spinning. The archangels, Raphael in the east represents air. Archangel Michael in the south represents by fire. The west, Gabriel represented by water. The north, Archangel Uriel represented by Earth. Metatron, representing the higher dimensions. Diamond light code, consciousness coming in. Sandalphon, the Earth. Ascended Master represents the crystalline consciousness down to Mother Earth. Crystalline grid around the world, around the Earth. And through the higher mind, we access the cosmic beings, the Elohim. Elohim represented in our forehead. The 7-rayed Elohim consciousness. Rose, ruby, gold, green, violet, blue, and white. 7 Elohim, such as Arcturus, such as Cassiopeia, such as the Claire, such as Orion. These are names of the Elohim. You can look them up. Why do they have to have names? Nobody knows. They're builders of form. They're the builders of worlds and realities. And they're here to help us, especially in these times as we're making the great transformation into the era of the highest light, the highest peace, the highest grace, the highest harmony, gentleness, ecstasy, peace, all-knowingness. Some people call it 1,000 years of peace. Some people call it Christ's return. Some people call it the Aquarian Age. Some call it the 7th Golden Age. The 5th world of the Hopis. Heya ohash ene namaka anama 6th world. I'm not clear on that. Yahweh ana ekene nenema akana ana kane ishe ne. Invite the light language, which is a language of the soul. Each individual has their own unique. It's the sound of the soul signature. Heyahuhana haeshine enema akana onama kaani eshine enena mana kaanana mana ekishine enene nama kaana o na 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 mana na kene enene na ma kaana na ne na 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 akana ene. The sun, sacred portal to the highest realms of the central sun. The central sun. The Ascended Masters say it's the home. It's the home world. Somehow this world is a fractal or a hologram of a world that's very real in another place, basically another dimension. I don't know exactly what it is myself, but the Mayans called it Ahawakianis, central sun. And in the sun dance, the elders would say, all the way back, when you got the step right, when you got the dance right, everything just right, you would travel through the sun to the sun behind the sun and receive teachings, bring back for your people, your families, your communities, the world. And that's why, one of the reasons we sun dance as priests and priestesses of the sun ways of the sun. And so sun dancers are respected because what we take on for the world, we run, and they suffer for 4 days, 4 nights, no food or water. They take on the intensity of the world. They take on the sickness of their families. They take on, but in exchange, they're gifted a vision. They pierce their skin. They give all they got. Why do we give? Why do we give? They say, I got nothing but my body to offer, so I offer my pain and some flesh. That's how they say it. Done that many times. It was always beautiful. And you connect to that rope, to that center tree of life, and you could just see the rope glowing. You could just see you're connected to the universe, the hub, the pole, the axis of the universe. And you go through that sun to the sun behind the sun. Receive your visions, come back, and there's so much electricity that's brought forth on that. By the end of that 4th day, that you have so much energy running, your body's shaking, and it's not shaking because you're low sugar or you're without water. No, you're shaking because you're so darn full of energy. 440 volts, and it don't go away. It don't go away, and that's after your Sundance. You have to start running ceremonies, sweats, and leading vision quests, helping people, carrying the people on your back. Why? Because you have so much energy. That's what your job is now as a priest or priestess, basically. And old cultures would call it that. Lakota's Sundance realm doesn't call it that. But, and, the 4 years, the native people will shake non-Indians. You dance 4 years? Good. Shake your hand. Thank you. Because they know it's not easy to do, to make a 4-year commitment. A lot of people fall off. Hatred or jealousy, they fall off that Chinupa. Grandpa Wallace would say the pipe is 4 virtues: courage, patience, endurance, and love. And that the walk is narrow. It's like a razor's edge between those polarities. You walk that narrow edge, and that power comes through. But if you fall off one side or the other with hatred or jealousy, you might not get back on. And if you do, you might be maimed. You might be missing an arm or a leg. You say that. And I was like, whoa. And so people fall off that path. And we pray for each other. We want everybody to make it. We want to get back on that, on that edge, on that Chinupa's walking up that stem, that narrow stem. Not always that easy. We've all taken tumbles off and hopefully make our way back without being disabled or something. So, and you walk down that road helping others in whatever form it takes. You never can not be a Sundancer. You can never not be a priest or priestess of the way, of the sun. Sun's a lot bigger than us. That central sun shining through it, and all that knowledge, wisdom of those ancient beings there watching over us. There's no accident. It's the most powerful source on this planet, the sun. It's everything's spirit. Most people get caught up looking at the physical. Everything's spiritual. Everything with life has an aura. The person, we're really, everything's energy. We're just energy bodies. We're making our way back. We're purifying ourselves from the toxification of materialism, of the earthbound 3D lower dimensions, and the darkness dimming the light of the amazing light. The polarities of energy, light and dark, positive, negative, whatever, battery. Takes them all. You're gonna have all of them, no doubt. But they have to be in homeostasis balance. But also, it needs to be even more positive. It needs to be spiraling. You need to be spiraling, gradually spiraling upward. So evolution is taking place as opposed to de-evolution. you know. But we've been in a really bad de-evolution spiral for a long time now. And, you know, there are forces that feed off that. They see light, as dark and dark as light. And so, but the Creator wanted it to be a good, you know, the light is positive, it's uplifting, it's growth, it's evolution, it's expansiveness. Where the negative is collapsing and withdrawing and sinking, and it's, you know, it relates to the emotions, you know, joy, happiness, you know, harmony, grace, mercy, hope. And the de-evolution is hatred, greed, envy, jealousy, power, control, lust, right? The 7 deadly sins. You know, and we all go through all those lessons and tests in the ages of our lifetimes. You know, we've all been everything. We've been drunks and evildoers and simpletons and, you know, handicapped and played every role. But this is the highest lifetime. This is when we all get to transform this earth from all those ages that went through that density that, you know, was meant to be a learning school like that. You learn from contrast, sure, but it got way too spiraled downward and through the people. It wasn't even there's negative forces, but it was the people. Beautiful. Duck just flew by. Might have been a female turkey. But it was the people. The people let it happen. The people went into the negative spiral. The 4 tests of humankind: money, power, ego, sex. You know, any test you have can be one of those. You know, addictions and, you know, these different things where they let the temptations overtake them, which you get off track. You get off of what you know is right. Basically the 10 Commandments and the different ways that the universal laws, let's say. So it's laws, you know. The Ascended Masters say that this universe is run by laws. And basically all the ones we know, 10 Commandments, the one we were raised with and all that, is all relative to those commandments. And when we get tempted out and go into those places and addictions and, you know, get off track, you know, we got to work hard to get back on, because the density had got so thick and deep that it was easy to get sidetracked or you know, manipulated or distracted, and all these things, you know, like television and things they said that would really be good for us, you know, the advertising and the, you know, drinking and smoking and whatever it is they tried to sell. And most of it was a motivation to keep us downward. This last cycle, this powers that were in the power position. So yeah, every one of us, starting with me, have been through my massive tests, ego tests of who you're going to let, who's going to be in charge, the higher self or the lower self, the ego or the spirit, the God consciousness or the flesh. You know, yeah, we could have everything, but it's got to all be in balance. It's got to be harmonically balanced, like the Buddhists talk about. Homeostasis, equilibrium, you know, the middle path, not too extreme, you know, stay in that razor's edge, that Chinupa. It's the same. So you don't want to fall off. If you do, get back on. Start walking right. Start being there. You know, doing what you got to do, doing what every day, taking care of your family, taking care of your children. You know, working or bringing in, taking care of, you know, loving your mate correctly and loving yourself correctly, and you know, extended family, soul family, frequency family, finding those teams to do the work. You know, we're in a funny time because we're in between times now. We're in between because we're transforming into the higher versions of ourselves. We're entering the seventh golden age, the age of Aquarius, the fifth dimension, the God consciousness field of consciousness. So, way ha 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 hey ha 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 hey ho way 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 wo wo way way wo way wo way way wo way wo way way ho way ha hey ha 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 ho ho ha ho ha ha ho ho hey ha 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 ho ho hey ho ho hey ho hey ho hey. Important to be gentle now. Gentle in these times. We all need massive gentleness. We're begging you to be gentle on yourselves. We're begging you to be gentle on your relatives. We're begging you to be gentle on the world and the changes that everyone's going through and how frightening it looks and how bad it looks and how easy it is to judge every single thing, just about. It's better to just step back like an observer, like you're 20 feet behind your body, just watching everything. And just let it go down. Why? Because we've done all the steps. You know, the universe has got itself some cedar to where everything's about to, I don't know what you call it, pop. Everything's about to pop. Everything's about to kick and transform and go into the next, like I was saying, dimensional expression, which we don't even know what that is. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. We know we're having these massive sun flares more than ever, just bombing the planet. That's 100 years ago would have killed us all probably. The frequency is so high. But it's changing us within, from the carbon to the crystalline. So the ego has to completely get out of the way, at least get in the back seat. The I am, the higher self, is in the driver's seat. Way ha ho hey ha ho hey ha ho hey. Way ha ho hey ha ho hey ha ho hey. Way ha ho hey ha ho hey ha ho hey. Way ha ho hey ho hey ho hey ho hey ho. Ho ho ho. ha hey ha ho hey ha ho hey ha ho hey ha ho hey ha hey ha ho hey ha ho hey Oh ho 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 ho. Whoa 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 whoa. Hey oh 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 no 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 oh na 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 hey na na ni 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 na 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 ish ni 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 ma kana na hey no 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 Hey oh no 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 ni ni no 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 ho 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 I'm honoring the everything with life. I'm honoring the elemental kingdom, nature, Mother Nature world, everything in its living life, consciousness. We ask for every plant, tree, and crop and herbs, roots and around the world to be purified now, blessed through our ancestors, through our consciousness, through our God, through our Elohim. Whew, I honor thinking about the star people and the cosmic beings and the great cosmic light of all the different realms that watch over us every day, encourage us, strengthen us, empower us, heal us, open our DNA. The remembrance from which we came, the love, wisdom, and power in our heart to do the good works that we're here to do. Inspiration and encouragement for all people. Ability to heal and transform and honor and, from a humility place, of course. Grandpa Wallace would always say, we're always babies in the spirit. And Grandma Grace would say, we're humble. We just pray. We just ask for help. And we're low. We're so low to the ground. We're lower than a snake's belly. That's what she used to say. In the way of being humble. We're close to the earth. We're not haughty, high up. We're We're humble, we're close. We're close to the Mother Earth. That's why we're here, to learn and grow and help. So, all these things, thinking about all these things as these transformations are taking place. You know, if you don't know, then it's spoken everywhere. You know, the United States has recently acknowledged that all of the, what do they call that? They declassified all their UFO and military sightings, and the other the biggest countries in the world have done that as of a few years ago, and the United States has finally done that. So what else do we want to know? You know, we've heard all the story, the Roswell and the Pleiadians and the, you know, all the different races supposedly, you know, that are here. Well, it's time to do our own research and make that decision. If so, then to say, what can I do? Teach me. You know, you think about having a soul family, think about having frequency family, having a cosmic galactic family out there. You know, some say that we're boots on the ground, and we are doing the work here for our people, for our lineages, for where we come from. You know, we're all unique sparks of God, yeah, but we're also, as star seeds and old souls and light workers, earth angels, all that, we have star lineage in us. You know, the body, they say, has, I can't think of that guy's name. He says we have 22 star lineages in us over the eons and eons and eons and hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of years that the human bodies have been here. And then inside the essence of the soul, however that works, the spirit that comes in, the other lifetimes, the future lives. I had an experience for many years. I was talking to a future aspect of myself, and my mate we had a car accident, and she started channeling in the middle of the night a future aspect where we were mates in the future, and we come back in time. This when I was young, 20s, early 20s, and he said that we come from the future back in time to right the wrongs and help save the planet, and that, you know, the inner earth is very real. The inner world civilization is very real. The crafts are very real. And I would get tons of answers. I just used to record it, and unbelievable what I went through there, the teachings. And it was very transformative for us. And at the time, it was so, in the moment, you didn't have perspective. Now it's like, wow, that was amazing what we went through. And that medicine, that way, that consciousness is with us again now. You know, because then the future would be now, and now is the awakened states for all beings, not just those that were waking up then and being a little ahead of the curve. So sharing and teaching and helping, you know, do healings, all that stuff. And now we're all entering the fifth dimension. We're all entering the higher consciousness, awaken the realms. And it's not about, you know, the 9 to 5s. It's not about the fears of challenge of loss of, you know, am I going to make it, or da-da-da-da-da, and even the health part, you know, we ought to keep things in balance. Yeah, everything's got to be keep in balance. You got to stay on top of it, true. But you have to also focus. It's very important to focus even more on the light, on yourself, on your evolution, on your ascension, on your transfiguration, resurrection, as Christ did. We're all to do that in this lifetime. I mean, that's the opportunity. God doesn't want to leave anyone behind. He wants everybody to come. The darkest of the dark, the sinnest of the sinners, and they're having the hardest times now. Those darkies, if they survive, they're gonna have a massive, very quick awakening to who they really are, and then waking up out of the dream of the mass hypnosis, mind control. And say, oh my God, no, I'm really, God being. Got betrayed, got manipulated into. And look at Hollywood. Look at politics. Look at this, different manipulations and social medias and Facebooks and all these people that were aligned to those forces. They thought they were going to take over. Well, all they did was be a huge catalyst for God to transform it all. A massive explosion, quantum leap into the highest timelines, highest potential this earth could ever have. All those forces came together like a battery, that bring that power. And some people were in delusion, and some people are trying to hold the faith and be strong and show the light despite the obstacles, despite the distractions, despite the manipulation, control, black magic used against us. We're waking up from that dream, the system that they had us under, and the way the poisoning of the food and the water, and fluoride and calcifying the pineal gland, and the money system, or slave debt. You work till the end, and you think you're going to get all this, you get hardly nothing, and if you even live that long, and it's all been a big manipulation game for 6,000 years at least, since Babylonia times. I don't know. But anyways, we've had these light workers been working at this for a long time. The native people around the world been holding the light, holding their prophecies, holding the vision, holding the ceremonies that keep this world in balance. The Hopis and the way they plant the crops and the way they do their seasonal things that they say that keeps the world in balance from exploding and being destroyed. And we all fought against the nuclears. Every being on earth just about of the light anyways, fought for, that's when the star people came back. 40s and 50s, they started showing up, people having experiences. There's a lot of people that started experiencing them. And we're talking scientists, from Tesla to Van Tassel, George Van Tassel, think of some of those names. Well, there's a whole group of them. Adamski, George Adamski, the saucers. He claims to have taken a ride on one. I mean, that's how high his vibration was. So he came in, he was probably a star person. He was a high vibrational being. He came in those eras. All these guys were. Dr. Daniel Fry, he was a scientist. He had direct experiences. They talked to him. But these are the things that the Earth people, the Tibetans and the ancient Taoists and the Native Americans and the Incans, all these around the world, the pre-Incans, all the ancient ones, they were all part of that. They knew about it. They all know it's true. And who built all the ancient cultures? Who built the pyramids and the walls in Peru? Right? Ancient Alien show. So here we are all awakening to our highest potential parts of ourselves. We weren't just this little human born into this family to your mom and dad and da-da-da, and you know, sports is your only outlet and television and, you know, having a beer on weekends. No, you were meant for greatness. You were meant for so much more because you are really you really exist on multiple levels. You exist in multiple, what do they call that, multidimensionally. We have an angelic aspect, we have a galactic aspect, we have a, you know, the earth aspect, we have a, on many realms. And that Archangel Michael said in some of the writings that we were stuffed down into this body. We had to leave parts of ourselves all over the universe. We had to shrink ourselves down from this great oneness, you know, the I am presence, the oneness with God. We were a spark of God. We were we were nothing and everything. That's why the Buddhists say, meditate, to go to the place where you're nothing, go to the place where you're everything. And that's where we really have the ability to be in that consciousness of the God self-consciousness when we do that. And so that's what we are to do now, to re-enter and to go into our own bliss, to stay in our own bliss. There's millions of techniques. I went through years of, after I read the initiation books, there's 4 books by Metatron. First one is Clarion Call by Metatron, and he taught how to spin your Merkaba, that sacred pyramids, one pointing down, one pointing up, spinning in opposite directions, raising it from the heart to the third eye, golden cord, over and over and over and over and over, and all these steps. And it's what they used to do in Egypt and Atlantis. Well, I was drawn to that 5 years ago, and I did it for 4 years, basically every single day. That was a huge awakening part for me. You know, to turn on. And then the Merkaba is your soul travel. It's part of your aura. It's a higher dimensional aspect of your aura, light body aspect, where it's what you use to travel the universe. And you're taught in these books. I mean, you're reminded that you can travel consciously, like lucid dreaming, or how you can go in your third eye and imagine and go and, you know, have the plant medicines and go into the altered state and see things, have visions. Well, you know, are they visions? Are they mind? Are they hallucinations? Are they freaking real? Yeah, they're real. When you go with God and you set up, God protect me, God guide me, God take me, God show me, then it's real. Then it's God. Yeah, there's temptations out there. There's lower astral entities and all that darkness that could affect you, but you know, that's why people say you got to stay away from drugs and alcohol, because it weakens your aura and these things can get in and attach to you. All that, all the lower emotions, things can attach to you. But when you got a solid foundation in God consciousness, whether that's Christ, whether that's Buddha, whether that's I am presence, Allah, whatever works, you know, deity of choice, they say. It's all the same, because you know it's the God of goodness, the God of light. So you're not deceived that way, because God is God. God is in every single aspect on this physical earth. If you separate everything out, trees, grass to animals, rocks, fire, sky, he's in all of it. But if you looked at it all energy, we're just one. We're just one. We're one energy wave form. The field, they call the field of consciousness, or the morphogenetic field. Look them up. You know, we use sound, we used singing, we use prayer, we use the elements, fire, water, earth, and air. We use the sacred herbs. We use the reading the Holy Scriptures. We go meditation, prayer, song and dance, everything I talk about. I'm sure I've been a ceremonial person endless lifetimes. Just what I do, it's who I am. I don't have to be allied with anyone. I don't have to be part of a group. I don't have to be committed, or what do you call that, to any particular system or group or We are all individual soul sparks of God that walk this road, our own individual creativity, our spark of God, like our fingerprints. There's no two fingerprints alike in this world. So do your thing, be yourself, but also have a structure. Yeah, have something. You know, have something, a way that keeps you grounded, that works for you, and you can get together with groups, yoga or dance or, you know, meditation group, or, you know, 50% not traditional, 50% non-traditional, some people like to say. And that will give you that power base, and that will give you that grounded base, like a pyramid, you know, poof, solid, and then you're pointing up, and then as you come up, it's all your own creativity. You're calling it, you know, you got all the pieces you need. Now you're just bringing it through, doing your work, your creative work for God, for the change. You know, you're more than enough. We're all, you know, we talk about this self-esteem. That was a great way of mind control. Could you imagine? That was pretty powerful, what they had us under. But no, every one of us are a spark of God. Every one of us are an aspect of the universal oneness. So we're all the same. We're all perfect. Perfection. The I am. The light of God that never fails. I'm victory of the light. It's all about perfection. You know, we're perfect the way we are. When I did the Bufo Toad, smoked the Bufo Toad, 5-MeO DMT, the strongest what do you call that? Medicine on this planet. And as I was coming back in, only lasts like 20, 30 minutes. I just had this vision, massive knowingness that from the trees that grow to the plants of time to sky, earth, universes, spinning dimensions, endless upon endless, that everything was perfect. Every single thing was perfect. You know, when you think about perfect timing, or, wow, that was perfect, how that happened, or this, that, or the other, or a perfect you know, perfect. Everything's perfect because everything is the way it's supposed to be in this moment. Sure, spiraling upward, we're still growing, we're always growing, you know, in that light of becoming more refined, higher frequency, you know, into, you know, becoming self-realized, enlightened, emancipated. Awakened, ascended. We're on the journey. It's a spiral. It's like our DNA, but it's refining and refining and refining. The Tibetans have this, a way when they reincarnate and they get to the highest lifetime, which is a lot of them this lifetime, they have this ancient knowledge that these ancient evolved ones would do, and they call it rainbow out. When they would leave, when they would end their life, they would rainbow out, and the body would sit there. And they usually they die in sitting, you know, lotus position, spine erect. And when they go, they completely rainbowed out to their body completely left. And they saw a rainbow just leave. No body left. And there's a name for it, I don't know, but I've heard the Tibetan teachers talk about it, which I studied Tibetan Buddhism for many years. Several years, yes. Nyingmapa, Dokchen sects of Buddhism. And so that's what the Ascended Masters say. You know, that's what Jesus did. He ascended. That's what the Buddha did. You know, and that's what these masters do, rainbow out. And that's what the Ascended Masters have all done. Why are they called Ascended Masters? They walked out of this earth. Some of them died, and when they woke up, they were in a full physical. They were in their bodies again. But it was in a higher vibrational frequency that was completely different. I mean, looked the same. They said they're more, that this is still a dream, in a sense, that because of duality, there's no duality. And so they're more tangible than we are. It's the other realms. It's the other worlds. You know, you could say superimposed on this world, you know, like the spirit world. The natives say the spirit world and this world are superimposed, but it's all because everything's now. All time is now. All realities are now. We just, you know, choose what reality we're going to live in. They say people with schizophrenia, the problem was they had a traumatic experience and then it blew off all their filters. All their filters were off, so they were experiencing all these realms at once. Everything, everybody talking to them, people everywhere, seeing, you know, visions, and it's hard for them to pull them doors closed, pull them filters back on. Usually took medication, and usually takes time, and hopefully, you know, God bless them, they could make it back. I had a cousin that went completely schizophrenic at 19, and he never made it back. He lived, you know, on heavy meds until he died early. And that's why we honor everything. We know nothing of what's really going on and how many realms there are, how many thousands of fleets and ships are up there, and we don't know what beings live under the earth. We don't know. So we honor everything. We have respect. Thank you, universe. Bless you, everything with life. And they say, through the Grandpa Wallace used to say, Wallace Black Elk, one of my main teachers, to my wife's teacher and become my teacher, my wife at that time, Mary Thunder, he would say, we focus using our senses, sharpen our senses like hunting skills. You know, your eyes, your sense of your ears, smell, touch, taste. And then when you go through the spiritual ceremonies, as you become more and more awakened, well, that's become the awakened state. Like Eckhart Tolle says, you're so alert, you're so alive, you're so aware. You know, the gurus will tell you that you're super alert. Your hearing is enhanced, your sight, and what happens is that you start experiencing the other realm through smell, through sight, through sound, through taste, through hearing. Your Mary Thunder she was an Ayaska. They give her the title of Ayaska, spirit interpreter, from the Lakota elders that she was part of, families, and medicine families. And because she had death experience, she always had the gift from very traumatic childhood. But she had the sight, she was fully psychic, all the senses, hearing, sight, sound, smell, taste, and feel, and knowing. And she could smell bad spirits. She could smell things. Or good smell, like the smell of roses, you know, around the Mother Mary consciousness, that kind of thing. So all those are real. I've been around these people my whole adult life. These type of master teachers. I was always in training. I did have a pretty rough childhood, and I had a lot of fears. I had to come a long ways. I had ADHD. I was a nervous wreck. Even today, you hear me talk, I still stutter and do all this. As a child, I stuttered for a phase. I had tics. I had nervous tics and twitches, and I would stutter. My mother would say, "Spit it out. What are you trying to say? Spit it out. Spit it out." And why? Because I was an empath. An empath pick up the energy of everybody. And when they were drinking and partying and carousing and anger, it would floor you. You take it on. You want to heal them. Or being the youngest and the smallest, you take it on so that people wouldn't hurt you, abuse you, or beat you, or whatever it was. You become a good comedian. You become a good talker. You become the intelligence turns on to another level so that you survive, so that you become, right? And it makes you a better person. Your skills start awakening at those younger ages. Out of pure survival. Well, now it's about the age of thriving and not just surviving. And so we take our skills and we make a better life for ourselves, and we trust the universe. We make a better life for our family members. We do what we can to help them, guide, become coaches, life coaches, all that. And then if the universe wants to change things for you, that starts making things get harder, He starts taking away things when it's time to grow. You know, the eagle, they said the eagle, the mother eagle, when it was time for the baby eaglet to leave the nest, it didn't want to leave. So she would fly up there, and probably the dad too, and they would gradually take out all the down out of the nests, or the softness and the leaves and all that. And underneath that, a lot of times they used thorns. They used you know, sticks and uncomfortableness, the pointy stuff. Well, at one point that eagle has nothing to stand on but that sharp stuff. There's nothing soft anymore, and it's time to go. So that's what happens with change. When it's time to go, it's time to go to the next level. And so you get compressed like a diamond in coal, or like a seed breaking through the soil. We're all going through that as a race. And we're getting ready to change. We're getting ready to morph. We're getting ready to metamorphosis into that higher version of ourselves all over the planet. And so it feels like a death. It feels like the most horrible thing ever. Well, some of us have been around where at the same time we're helping run the energy of the density, of the astral plane, of the darkness that have been here. Master alchemists transforming the energy into a higher version. And it's not easy. Not always easy. So we just keep doing our work. Love ourselves and all beings and enjoy. Laugh our way through it. I love to laugh. Today I was very serious. I had kind of an intense morning and hit a rough patch, but then I did some journaling and I got clear with myself. So journaling is a really, really good piece right now, guys, because you let go of that mind, you let those fingers do the walking, and you just ask questions and just let automatic writing takes over real easy in this world, in this energy today. Talk on your recorder and just go for a walk and just start talking. You talk your problems out. You don't have to have somebody's ear all the time, or a counselor, or all that. It'll all come to you just like that. You know, and let go. And because the pressure, we can't have drama anymore because it's too hard on us. Any blocks in the system, emotional, mental, physical, or spiritual, and that energy comes through and hits that. It's like an explosion. It's like you're going to explode, or you're going to burn up, or you're going to go into depression, or you didn't want to die, or fear to the max. Well, you got to get back to damn surrendering. You better get back there and surrendering. Don't matter what you think you got to hang on to, you can always start over. And yeah, a lot of us are starting over these days because we got to step out and step up, and we'll be completely led. That's the problem. We're completely led. Once you look a year back and you're like, oh my God, that was a hard phase, and I totally know it was perfect. Perfect. Look where I am now. Oh my God, that's so great. How many times does that happen in our lives? You know, when you're a teenager and you go through teenage angst, or when you're 20 and you're leaving home, or you know, you're going through a divorce, or there's a trauma in your family, your parents pass away, or right? We go through all those stages. Health. Feels like you're being broke without money and you can't survive. Well, all of that's done on purpose. All of that's been designed so that we will trust, let go, grow, be compressed like that diamond. It's fine-tuning us. It's like polishing off the rough edges of a stone ball so that it's a perfect sphere, etc., etc. So, I guess I'll end it there. Love you all. Be strong. Get journaling. Cry if you gotta cry and all that. Yeah. Just don't fall into drinking and alcohol and drugs and hurting people and abusing yourself, abusing others, anger and, you know, promiscuity and all that stuff. Get back to yourself. Do it. Keep yourself as clean as possible. Try not to eat too much junk food. all that, right? Hey no, hey no, yo wanna hey no, hey no, hey no, yo wanna hey Oshimana wa hey no, hey no, hey no, Oshimana wa hey no, hey ne yo. Yo wanna, 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 yo. Oshimana wa hey no, hey no, hey no, Oshimana wa hey no, hey ne yo. Hey yana, hey yana, yo wanna, hey yana, hey yana, hey yana, yo wanna, hey yana, Oshimana wa hey yana, hey yana, hey yana, Oshimana wa hey yana, hey ne yo. Yo wanna, 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 Oshimana wa hey yana, hey yana, hey yana, Oshimana wa hey yana, hey ne yo hey. I can't do both. Thought I could. We learn our limitations, right? Can't do it all alone, right? Yono hey ne ne, yono hey ne ne, yono hey ne ne, yono hey ne ne, yana hey we know yanan. Yono hey ne ne, yono hey ne ne, yono hey we know yana hey ne yo. Yana yo we know yana ne, yana hey ne ne, yana hey ne ne, yana hey we know yana ne. Yana hey ne ne, yana hey ne ne, yana hey yo we know yana hey ne yo. Yana yo we know yana hey ne, yana hey ne ne, yana hey ne ne, yana hey yo we know yana hey ne. Yana hey ne ne, yana hey ne ne, yana hey yo we know yana hey ne yo. Yo yo yo, yo no wanna, yo no wanna, yo yo yo, yo no wanna, yo no wanna, yo yo yo, yo no wanna, yo no wanna, yo yo yo, yo no wanna, we are not hey me yo way. Yo yo yo, yo no wanna, yo no wanna, yo yo yo, yo no wanna, yo no wanna, yo yo yo, yo no wanna, yo no wanna, yo yo yo. Ya no wanna we are not hey ne yo hey. Geti mana noe noe ge, geti mana do we, geti mana noe noe ge, geti mana do we, geti mana noe noe ge, geti mana do we, geti mana noe noe ge, geti mana do we. Hey ma hey ne yo we, hey me ma show me dange, geti mana do we. Geti mana no no ge, geti mana do we, geti mana noe noe ge. Geti mana do we, geti mana noe noe ge, geti mana do we, geti mana noe noe ge, geti mana do we, hey na, ini yo we. Yawana ho yana ne yo, hayawana yana he ne yo. Abdo yaboro yawana yana yo we no, yawana yana yo we no, yawana yana he ne yo we. Yawana ho yana ne yo, hayawana yana he ne yo. Abdo yaboro yawana yana yo we no, yawana yana yo we no, yawana yana he ne yo. Yawana ho yana ne yo, hayawana yana he ne yo. Abdo yaboro yawana yana yo we no, yawana yana yo we no, yawana yana he ne yo. For Native American church songs, just came to me to sing. Haven't sang them in much in a long time, so they're still, I'm a little bit rusty with my gourd work and my rattle shaking. And love you all. Peace and harmony. Joy and celebration.